Well, we're just 2 or 3 hours away from the midnight deadline that's been given to come into an agreement on the budget for the United States. The budget has yet to been passed, which provides the funding for the coming year for federal jobs, departments, and resources and assistance and aid and program. There has been no agreement on the budget, so there will be no money available to fund these various services and programs, including jobs. The Democrats have been holding out on an agreement because they are trying to get back the Medicaid and Medicare cuts previously made by Trump. The Trump administration has refused to do so, and there's been a stalemate. Some reports are saying that the Congress has gone home for the evening, so it looks like there will be no agreement on this budget. Let us all keep this issue in prayer because people across the country will be greatly and negatively impacted. The following shows what departments within the federal government and people within the country who will be adversely and negatively affected if in fact no agreement is reached by midnight tonight.
Well, we may do a lot, and that's only because of the Democrats. And as you know, they want to be able to take care of people that have come into our country illegally, and no system can handle that. And so we're totally opposed on that. But we can't take it. We just can't do it. I'd love to do everybody. I'd love to do the whole world. But our country can't handle people that come into our country illegally. And they want to give them full health care benefits. They want to open the wall again. Can you believe it? I can't even believe it. They want to open the wall. They haven't taken away boys playing in women's sports. They haven't done that. Men playing in women's sports. It's like they don't change. They lost an election in a landslide, and they don't change.
On duty, House Republicans are on vacation. Shame on them for being on vacation all across the country and across the world on the eve of a government shutdown. We're on duty, they're on vacation. They're on vacation because they'd rather shut the government down than protect the health care of the American people. That's unfathomable. That's unacceptable. That's unconscionable, and that's un-American.
And the Democrats have a very clear binary choice. They can choose to keep the government open by voting for a short-term, nonpartisan, clean, continuing resolution, 24 pages long, or they can vote to shut the government down. That's what we're looking at. But we are not going to be held hostage for over $1 trillion in new spending on a continuing resolution, nor are we going to be held hostage to allow your illegals to get free health care in a continuing resolution. These are things that they're demanding as part of their so-called negotiation. Ladies and gentlemen, there isn't anything here to negotiate. This is a routine funding resolution to keep the government open so that we can continue our appropriations work and fund the government the old-fashioned way.
This entire shutdown is based on a ridiculous Republican lie. Speaker Johnson and Vice President Vance have pulled this out their hat. They're saying that the undocumented will be eligible for this. A flat-out lie. This is their shutdown. This is not our shutdown. This is their shutdown.
The radical wing of the Democrat Party is demanding that Chuck Schumer shut down the government. If not, they'll be held to pay. We know that Chuck Schumer has had a war room going for the last couple of months to orchestrate the shutdown. That is their plan. So he comes up with this ransom note asking for $1 trillion to just keep the government open for 4 weeks. Republicans aren't going to buy that. President Trump's not going to sign it. There's a solution, and it's a simple, clean, continuing resolution to keep the government funded for the next 7 weeks as the appropriations committees work through the process.